what kind of an occupation would you recommend for a sister, a job that a sister could do?
Well, the question arises, would I recommend a job for any sister? And the answer is in general, no. In general, it's not something that a sister should do. And my dear sisters, realize that we're not being, a'udhu billah, feminists or anti-feminists here. We're not going against women's liberation. What we are saying is that no one has liberated you more than Allah Azza wa Jal. This is what we're saying. No one has liberated you from the oppressions of men. And wallahi, men know how evil we are. Men, every man knows what his thoughts are about women. Okay? No one has liberated you from the wolves that are men more than Allah Azza wa Jal and the Sharia of Allah. So if you stick to the Sharia, you will keep your honor and dignity and liberty. And if you go beyond the Sharia, this is where the wolves and the predators will come and try to get you. So the general rule is that sisters should not work. They should not work because their role is as wives and mothers. This is not a statement which is, a chauvinist statement. No, I find this very ironic and amazing that people have labeled these type of things as chauvinist. SubhanAllah, we have a job to do, and that is to bring about an ummah, to bring about a generation. Men have been assigned a role in that job, and women have been assigned a role. It is not fair to compare apples and oranges. Men are physically, mentally, intellectually different than women. Women are emotionally, physically different than men. Biologically, sexually, all of us are different in different ways. Therefore, Allah has given man his role and he is suited for that role. And Allah has given women their role and they are suited for that role. It is not a matter of which one is better. I could not be a full man without my wife and children. It is a part of the territory. A woman could not be a full woman without her husband and children and family as well. So each one needs the other. Each one is a pair that adds to the other. As the Prophet ﷺ said, that women are the twin halves of men. In other words, they complement one another. They don't go against one another. Just like the man should not compete with the woman in issues that she does, in childbearing, which he can't compete with, in breastfeeding, which he can't compete with, in taking care of some of these issues which he cannot compete with, so too should the woman not compete with the man. There are different fields. Now sometimes, on occasion, the woman might need to work, or there are certain fields that she needs to work in. So if her husband allows her, or if she's not married and her father wishes her father allows her to work, she may work as long as the environment is permissible and she is doing something which she needs to do and she's not interacting with men. Of the things that I see is necessary is that women be teachers of our young sisters, our young girls, who is going to teach them in Islamic schools. Of them is that they become doctors. Our women need women, gynecologists. But again, frankly, with all due respect, I don't see the need for women in many other fields. There are only a few fields, like for example, an engineer. As I said, I don't see the need. We have men, they're doing the job. We don't need women in this field where they're going to interact with men, where they're going to go with them. What's the point? So there are certain fields, and there are very few in number, where there is a need for a select amount of practicing Muslim sisters to go into. And so if they think they are the people for this job, and their husbands or their fathers allow them to, alhamdulillah, and the environment will be halal, alhamdulillah. Otherwise, the general rule is that the best job that a mother can do is to be a good housewife and to take care of her children. And the problem is when you say these things, it even sounds chauvinistic because it has been ingrained into our mind that the word housewife becomes an insult. But why is it an insult? Because Allah Azza wa Jalla has told you that this is your best role, this is what you are most capable of doing. He has protected you from the wolves of society. Stay at your house, your food and drink will come to you. What more do you want? Your husband will provide for you all that you need. What more do you want? Instead of looking at it from a negative way, look at it from a positive way. You take care of the small little things of the house, you please your husband, and in return your husband will give you the far more difficult things to do of earning money and doing this and that. So in reality, the husband and the wife are a pair, are a team. Each one does his or her job, and that is when society is successful. When the man tries to infringe on the woman's right, on the woman's role, or the woman infringes on the man, this is where clashes occur and society as a whole fails. Look at our Western societies now. For the last hundreds of years, basically, until before basically the 1920s when the women's liberty became strong, there were strong family values, even in Kafir societies. Strong family values. Why is it that in 50 years or 70 years, such a radical change has come, that for hundreds of years was not the case? Simply because women are trying to encroach on men's roles and vice versa. If each one did their job properly, then there is no point of competition. Even in the Olympics, do women compete with men? They're running and jogging on the same platform? No, because they're biologically different. Then why do they want to compete with them in all the other arenas of life? Allah has given you a role, and Allah knows best what you are suited to do. And He has given us a role, and He knows best what we are suited to do. As long as we stay within these roles, we will be successful, and neither of the two sides is lesser or inferior to the other. In this regard, spiritually, men and women are equal. Spiritually, they are equal. Meaning that when a woman does a good deed, and a man does a good deed, then just because a man is a man doesn't mean he will be rewarded more for that good deed. In the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal, they will both be rewarded equally, all other factors combined. So when spiritually they are equal, this is all that we care about. In the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal, spiritually we are equal. As the Prophet said, men are the twin halves of women. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.